Hello everybody, this is Deidre with Paper Crafts and Planners, and today I thought I'd come on and show you things I use pretty much every time I craft. I'm primarily a card maker. I also do mini albums and other paper crafts, scrapbooking, that kind of thing. And these are items that I think would be great gifts for anybody that does those types of things. So the first one is always on my desk, but you normally don't see it when I do a video because it's covered up, it's underneath. This is the Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station, and it's made by Ranger. It is metal, and it comes with a magnetic ruler. Sorry for the glare. That's why it's normally not front and center in my videos. And it comes with these little magnets. What this is great for is, let's say you want to line things up on a card. You've got this card. You can put it exactly where you want it on the grid work. Let's say you want to put this red stripe down, and you can see whether it is even or not. You can also hold things in place while you work on them. You can use this for stencils. Say I have this piece of paper that I want to stencil. I'm going to put it down, put the stencil over the top because this is an oversized, and let's say I just want it to go in a strip across my project. I use the magnets to hold it down, maybe one on the paper, and it's a great way to hold everything in place while I use my ink medium to stencil through onto my paper. I love that. Also, something that goes hand in hand with this that I use a lot is this T-square ruler. So I've got my item lined up. Maybe I use my ruler to line it up, however I do that. Come over the grid, and I want something, a die cut piece or something, to go in a straight line across my project. So I just line up this side, and then I can put the die cut right there so I know it's going to be even, which is important. You want everything to look good, right? Okay, let's put that aside. Oops, sorry, I bumped my camera a little bit. Let's get you back here. Okay, normally the reason you don't see that is because I always have this Tim Holtz non-stick mat down here. The great thing about this, when I'm making videos anyway, the great thing about this is it keeps everything from being too messy on your desk. If I was going to stencil, I could have this down and still the magnets would work through. And I could wipe this surface off really nicely. It doesn't have any raised features to it. This wipes off nicely also, but can you see what I did here? I got a big glob of glue, hot glue on here, and I didn't wipe it up right away. I let it set, and then when I tried to get it off, I used something abrasive and it took this grid mark off. So don't do that. Don't use something abrasive on it, and wipe things up right away. It wipes up nicely with baby wipes or a damp towel, damp paper towel. Okay, so this is wonderful. Watercolors, ink blending, whatever you want to do. I love to have this down on my surface. Okay, the next thing is something I resisted getting for a long time because I thought it was a ridiculous amount of money. And I had one that I thought worked just as well that I bought at Michael's. It's the Hampton Arts Stamp Positioning Tool. Sorry for the glare. I will tell you, this doesn't even compare. Hampton Arts doesn't make this any longer because the Misty people said, sorry, you can't steal our idea, and they had to take it off the market. So you see how it fell apart on me here. The magnets are not great. They're not very strong. It does come with a mat. It has this grid underneath, which is really nice. But it just wasn't holding up, and also it doesn't have a nice way to raise it. It didn't always press down all the way for me. So anyway, but I used it for years and I liked it. Then I thought, well, I'm going to try the Misty. That one was starting to fall apart, and I thought I'll give it a try. How much better could it be, really? Because it was $35, $40 more than what I paid for that at Michael's with the coupon. Well, let me tell you why this is so great. First of all, I've got some stuff in here. I'm going to show you how I use it. But first of all, this isn't going anywhere. This is etched, so it's very nicely going to stay in there. And I will say this is the new Misty. I think the older ones, maybe it was just painted on. I'm not sure. It lines up perfectly. I've tested it out to make sure that these rulers line up perfectly. It does. That other one did not. It comes with this magnet, very strong magnet. It also comes, oh, see, now I have it stuck on my mat. It also comes with the foam piece, and then I bought some grid sheets. It has a grid to it, but I bought some extra sheets for it that I could, so if they get messy, I can tear it out and have another one. Okay, so let me show you how I use this and why I think it's so great. First of all, this stamp set, and I'm not sure if it's available anymore, but I'll link if it is. So this is a stamp set that comes with a die. It's a beautiful little hummingbird set. So what I did was I cut out multiples of these same things on my die cutting machine, right? And what I'm going to do is stamp. I'll just do the one so you can see. I'm going to stamp, and then I'm going to do multiples, which is what this is great for. First of all, it's great if you didn't get a clear stamp the first time. So you need to make sure this is flat, ink it up, and I'm using Jane Davenport Squid ink today because it's a hybrid ink that you can watercolor or use alcohol markers, and I don't know what I'm going to do with these, so that's a good thing. By the way, if you get ink on here, if you wipe it up right away with a wet wipe or baby wipes are what I use, or a damp paper towel, it'll come off. If you let it set, it will still come off. I use the little magic eraser sheets. Let's see if I lined this up when I did it earlier really well. I think I did. Okay, see how that I didn't ink that up very well. It's very, very faint. So I'm going to do it again. And that's the great thing. If I were trying to line this up again with using just a stamp block, it would be hard to do. And I don't know, after years of using these stamp positioner tools, if I could really do it now. Probably not. Probably wouldn't be good at it. Okay, I could probably do it one more time, but let's say I got that perfect. And then I'm going to take this one out, and I'm going to put the next one in, because I've cut multiples on different sheets. I'm going to ink it up again, and I'm going to just keep doing it until I get the number that I want for whatever project. If you're going to do cards like this, I'd say just do as many as you can. What I do is keep them in the back of the set. So I will put everything back away in here, and in the back I will keep all of these extra pieces that I've stamped and not colored, and I will just put them behind and keep them in this envelope. So when I get this out to use the next time, I've got some all ready to go. So anyway, I love this stamp positioning tool. As I said, I am not really sure I would be good at stamping anymore without it. Now, the way this works is when you use the clear acrylic stamps, I think I already said this, but I'll say it again, you need this rubber mat, this foam mat. When you're using red rubber stamps, you don't need it. And I usually have one of these little sheets in here on top of this grid work, so that grid work stays nice. But there is a little lip for lifting it up. It is really, if you felt the difference in the weight of the two, this is really heavy and really solid. So I just love it. And I didn't think I would. I really resisted, but I love it. Okay, next thing. I use these all the time. And I will show you one of the ways I do. Let me just get a piece of paper here. So one of the things I will do is if there's an intricate die cut, I use this brush piece to get all the pieces out, or I use this really pokey thing to poke all the pieces out. And if you do die cutting, you know what I'm talking about intricate pieces. Okay, another way I use this all the time is with double-sided tape. I'm going to put the double-sided tape down here. This is the kind that tears pretty easily. I'm going to take this side and I'm going to rub it down nice and firm, and then I'm going to slide this underneath, and my tape back comes out really nicely. You know sometimes how you go to take, if you're a crafter, you know this, you go to take the tape off and the sticky comes with it. This ball can be used with die cuts. If I wanted a flower die cut to have some dimension to it, I could use, and the balls come in different sizes, so you could use the ball to give it some dimension so that the inside would stick down, the outside would come up. You can use this ball for putting a crease in things. If you're going to make your own card bases, you line it up in your tool, whatever tool you're using, and you do the crease, fold the card over. It's really nice for that. They change out, so you pull this down, and this will come out. And it's got a little ridge in it, and inside it's got a little spot. So you go like this, put it back in wherever you want it, and release. This opens up and some of the pieces can fit inside. Now there's one that comes with just a couple of tools on it, and then there's one that comes with a bunch, and I have both, I'm afraid. I like to leave these like this, so when I'm crafting I have everything I want, but you can just get one and switch the tips out. And it comes with this bag. You can see all the different pieces. There's a little roller, there's a little spatula, there's just a whole bunch of stuff. They used to be green, now they're blue. I don't know if the green ones are anymore. Different color, different size tips, different size roller balls for creasing things. Just really nice to have, and it all fits in here. And there's like a little sponge for putting ink on things, which I never use. These are what I use, these 4 tips, the most often. But I use this, I would say, 95% of the time when I'm crafting, so I really love it. Okay, next, really good scissors. Now, I used to, when I first started off crafting, because all the cool kids did, I had the Tim Holtz red-handled scissors, but I like these better. These are little tiny, precise, really sharp tip for doing fussy cutting, and I love these. And then this is the big, really substantial scissors to cut things. And I've cut cardboard with these. They really cut well. And so these are by Fun Stamper's Journey. I will link to these, but I think it's really important to have a good sharp pair of detail shears and then a nice big heavy duty pair too as a paper crafter. Okay, I think I just have one more thing to show you. These are reverse tweezers. Mine are pretty gunky. I use them all the time to hold things in place. If you're going to be gluing things, let me see, here I have one of these little box cards that I make, and when I put these pieces in, what I will do is hold the glue and the item in place until it sets a little bit, and then release it and pull it out. So you can see mine are kind of gross, and these are Cricut ones, but I know they make some really good ones. They have some nice ones on the market that don't look quite like that. So these are my recommendations. Oh, one more thing, almost forgot. My corner chomper, my corner rounder. This is the Crop-A-Dile corner chomper, and it's by We Are Memory Keepers. And let me show you how it works. There's a 1/4 inch side and a 1/2 inch side. And I round corners on things a lot. So that's what it looks like on that side. You just put the corner down in there. And then let's do the 1/2 inch side. So you can see the difference in how you round those corners. But I think rounded corners look great on things. I did it on this little card before I put it down there. I use it a lot. I like to round the corners. It even looks good if you round the card bases, but I think this is something also a crafter would use a lot of. So I will find all of these things online and I will link to them. These are just some of my favorite things. I hope, mention below if you're a crafter and you don't see something that, you know, I don't have on my desk all the time, and maybe it's something that you love and think it should go on a gift list. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Happy crafting.